Welcome back, guys. We got Daryl Evans on today. He was a player, now he's a broadcaster, and we just had him on for an interview. So sit back, relax, and hope you enjoy. Welcome back, everyone. Today I got Daryl Evans on. Do you want to say hello?
Hi everybody, how you doing?
So, my first question is, where are you from?
Originally from Toronto, Canada.
And how did you first get involved in hockey?
I just started playing it out on the street like a lot of kids back in the time, and eventually led to ice hockey, and then just year after year continued to progress. Enjoyed playing the game, and was fortunate enough to be able to improve the way I did and play the levels that I eventually played at.
Uh, who did you first look up to when you were a kid?
At that time, there was only 6 teams in the NHL, so it wasn't really an individual. It was probably just more the infatuation with the game. Enjoyed watching it. We used to watch Hockey Night in Canada, and you got to know the players by again, because there was only 6 teams. You got to know pretty much every player that was in the league. So I remember watching guys like Yvonne Cornway that had a lot of speed, Bobby Hull who had the big shot. Always a big fan of Bobby Orr. Admired the way that he played the game, and just again, so many different individuals that probably had an impact on why I wanted to watch the game.
And since you were a player too, I was wondering if you looked up to any players in in your playing career, throughout your playing career,
That I played with.
uh, like like just in general.
I think yeah, you always have to admire the players that have the success. I had the great fortune of playing with Wayne Gretzky when I was young, and then playing against him. A lot of respect for the way that he played the game, the impact that he had on the game, not only as a player, but where it took our game globally. And then guys that I played with, I look at guys like Marcel Dion, Dave Taylor. I thought Dave Taylor was very inspirational type of player with the way that he played the game and the work ethic that he put in. Marcel Dion, the skill set that he had. I remember when I was in with the Washington Capitals, watching guys like Mike Gartner and that. Really admired his speed and how quick a player he was. So those are a few of the guys there off the top that definitely had an impact on and left an impression the way they played the game.
Hmm, that's nice. That's nice. Uh, and uh, and as you mentioned, you played on other teams besides the LA teams like the Capitals. Uh, and I was wondering what your favorite moment was as a player.
Well, I think you remember as a player you get getting drafted was always special. It was something you dreamed about as a kid. So being drafted by the Kings, that always leaves a special place in your heart. And then stepping in and playing in your first game, that's probably another moment that you never forget. And then I remember going back to Toronto and playing for the first time in Maple Leaf Gardens as a player, building that idolized going into when you were a kid, when you ever got the chance to go watch a game, whether it was a junior game or an NHL game. So playing in Maple Leaf Gardens for the first time, trips to the original 6 buildings were always special at the beginning. And then when you score your first goal, and those are moments you never forget. And of course, the series with the Edmonton Oilers, the Miracle on Manchester, those are games I'll never forget.
And now that you're a broadcaster, I was wondering if there's any specific uh, moments that stick out to you throughout your broadcasting career.
Yeah, I think you have to look back to the Stanley Cup championship games, being able to call those games, be in that environment as close as we were, and to actually call the games. The energy in the building, it was something special. And being it that our team was able to, come out on top the two times that we made it to the Stanley Cup final while I was broadcasting, made it special as well. Just, see the reaction by the fans. So many fans had waited so long for that first championship. So being part of that was really neat, and just the players, some of the players that have been able to call games for, had Anze Kopitar, who's playing in his 20th season now with the Kings, calling his first game, and on to the ones now in his career. Those are special players. Watching what Alexander Ovechkin's been able to do throughout his career, such a special player. And here he is on the door of on the brink of reaching 900 goals in the NHL, something that nobody thought would ever happen. So those are special moments. But just the young, talented players that have come through the game, some of the veteran players that you're able to cross paths with and do interviews with, always brings back good memories.
It's awesome to hear. Uh, and Out of all the teams you played for, which team was your favorite to play on, and who did you like playing with?
Well, I think, the favorite team has to be, the team that drafted you, because that's a team that showed the faith and trust in you to give you an opportunity to play. So it'll always be the LA Kings. But
Mm,
putting that Toronto Maple Leaf uniform on for the first time was very special. As again, growing up in Toronto,
mhm,
having watched the Maple Leafs and for so many years, you dream about that. And at that time, like I say, when I was a kid, there was only 6 teams, so there was no Los Angeles and teams like that at that time. So that'll be special as well. And of course, even going to Washington, I didn't play there for a long time, just a little bit of one season, spent most of the time down on the minors. But again, when a team gives you an opportunity to play, when you put that jersey on, you put it on with a lot of pride. And the Capitals jersey, it was always a cool jersey, being in Washington there. I thought that was a
mhm.
pretty cool place to play. Unfortunately, I didn't play there for a long period of time, but that was really neat.
And then, do you have any advice for future broadcasters?
Well, I think anybody who's looking to get in broadcasting, you've got to know your sport, first of all. Um, and can't be afraid to ask questions. I think the better the relationships that you build with the players, the more success that you'll have at doing the job that you want to do. You become very versed on what you're talking about. It becomes natural to you, as opposed to some people that are, reading the things that they've written. I think the more of it that you can digest and take it in internally, the more of a history you can build with players as individuals. I think will pay dividends in your broadcast. I think it comes across a lot more naturally. But just be yourself. Everybody's got a little bit different approach to things, the way they express themselves, and I think you have to be yourself. I think if you try to be somebody else, it's not going to be natural for you. So be yourself, and just do your best. Enjoy doing it, because it's a real cool job, and there's so many different aspects to it. But there's a lot of work that goes into it. Watching practices, doing your research, doing your homework. Again, the more educated you are on what you're going to talk about in the game that you're talking about, the better off you're going to be, and you're the going to be make it that much more entertaining for people to want to listen to you and grasp what you're talking about.
That concludes today's interview. Thank you for your time,
You're very
Mr.
welcome.
Evans.
Very welcome, and best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for tuning into today's interview. Let me know how you guys enjoyed today's interview in the comment section down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video.